Hey y'all, what's going on? It's the Coastal Cheeks panel, and we will be discussing the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City's season 6, episodes 9 and 10. Let's get into it. Ta-da! Here we are.
Hey.
Hi.
Even better.
Y'all, we're here. We know we have left you guys hanging for like the last week or so, but we both have a lot going on in our personal lives, but we could not let another whole week pass by without coming down and talking to you guys about all things Salt Lake City, because I mean, in totality, the Bravo streets are on fire right now.
Sorry, y'all.
This is definitely not the only time you guys will see our faces. You guys already know we got to come down here and talk about all things across all franchises. But right now, we're just going to be focused on Salt Lake City. So, episodes 9 and 10 gave us a lot to dive into. I mean that literally, not even just figuratively. But I'm really still like, I don't know if you guys watch the BravoCon like clips and stuff like that, but like the general consensus pretty much worldwide right now is that Salt Lake City is the best of the best, is top right now. My girl, I'm not failing to deliver each and every week. I know I speak for my sis when I say that too. So y'all let us know in the comments what you think of the season, what you think of these episodes, the commentary, etc. Is your audio coming in good?
Yeah, you can hear me?
I can. It's just giving like a little feedback.
Okay, let me see. Why would it be doing that? Let me see. Hold on one second. Take everything out.
In the meantime, y'all, don't forget to like the video. We are streaming from both of our platforms, so go on ahead and like button. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Share us with your folks. Like I said before, drop down in the comment section. Let us know your thoughts, opinions, etc. And we're gonna jump into it. I'm actually going to go ahead right now.
How is soundboard?
Oh, actually, oops. It's still like giving like feedback a little bit.
Okay, so I'm gonna come out the studio and come right back and see if that does.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm trying to go live on TikTok also, y'all, because I am, of course, trying to reach new subscribers. I'm trying to, do some different things over here on the channel. So yeah, I really am looking forward to the rest of the season. In addition to the reunion, of course, I feel like they're going to give us a lot as far as the rest of the season goes. I do kind of feel a little bit differently now that I've heard a little bit of the chatter that was going on down at BravoCon. I feel like some things were kind of said that had me kind of wondering. Here's my sis, she's back. Some different things. Hello?
You still got feedback?
I can hear you say something.
Wait, say something. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good now.
Okay.
I think or wait, it's like I hear it when I talk. Is that me?
I'm finna say because I don't have anything. I'm absolutely nothing in here on. I just cleared everything on my phone because I'm streaming from my phone. But you're getting an echo when I talk, or you get an echo?
I'm hearing something, but I don't. Let me put on my. Sorry, y'all. Bear with us, live
Yes,
show.
please, please, and please, and please, and hit the like button while y'all doing it. Please.
Okay, let me see now.
There we go.
Okay,
Both of
I'm
us
trying
now.
to. Do I hear something now? Hello? Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, what about when I speak? When I speak, do you hear something?
No, you're good now.
Okay, good. Perfect.
I guess I just have to wear these freaking headphones.
It's
Um,
okay. You still a cutie pie.
I I just don't want. It sucks because I want to go on TikTok, and if I have the headphones on, then they can't hear you, and they can hear whatever.
Oh, they can only hear.
Sorry,
Wow. I got you.
fine. Wait, what? I keep hearing it when I don't know why it's doing that.
I don't. Oh, do you hear it on your end? But I don't hear it
Yeah. When I was
because
in here by
you're
myself,
not echoing when you talk. I can hear you very clearly.
I didn't hear anything earlier, but okay, now I don't hear it. I heard it a little bit, but y'all let us know. Y'all let us know how the audio is. I don't want to delay y'all any more, so we're just gonna have to roll with it for today. Anyway, what did you think about these 2 episodes? Were you feeling it? Was it giving filler? How do you feel?
It was every time I feel like every time I watch them, I always say this. I feel like I say this a lot when me and you talk, Barb. That I always like, you know what? I find something interesting, or I find something new, or something that we've either said and it validates it again, or it was a lot of things that I saw again where I was
Mm-mm.
just like, wow, it's really being put on blast, and it's gonna be Lisa right now. I'm just gonna say, and I love when you make that face. But yeah, right now, there it's a spotlight on Lisa, and not in a really great way. And I don't want to pile on or anything, but what I will say is, yeah, it's just this is some things that I'm just like, mm, this is what we thought, and now we really can see it. And okay, so that's as far as filler episodes, I enjoyed both episodes. I enjoyed it last week when I watched last week, and I enjoyed this week when I watched this week. I didn't feel like either one of those were fillers. So yeah, I enjoy both of them.
Okay, okay. I take it. No, I think we're gonna have some. I can't wait to hear your viewpoint on a couple of these situations because when you went out and came back in, I was saying that there's been a couple of situations that at first, when I first watched the episodes, I felt one way, and then hearing a little bit of the chatter from BravoCon kind of has me thinking a little bit differently now. So
Good.
I think it'll be interesting to jump into. But
I love when people not persuade me into a different thing, because it's not even about a persuade. But if I have misinformation, or we are watching a TV show, they are producing a lot of this stuff as far as what they want us to see and how they want it to how they want us to see it. Case in point, where there's a when they show we'll get into it, but when they show Brittany and I can't think of the Osmond boy, and they show her, flirting, being a flirt on the boat. We'll get there. Yeah, I'll get to that point. But when they show that, they show her, asking dude to go to the, could he shore the boat, and he said, yeah, I shore the boat, but they didn't go into it. So then it looked like she did, or that, like it continued. And so I said, see, that's one of the moments where we saw that he not turned her down, because that sounds crazy, but you know what I mean, where he wasn't going to shore the boat at that moment. But in this moment, it to fit this narrative, it looked like, oh yeah, she's flirting, and now she went this far, and now they stopped it where he didn't speak and say that part. So I said, okay, so it could be some production things going on, but I still
mm-hmm.
gonna speak my mind about who the person I know that kind of rubs me the wrong way.
Okay, y'all. So without further ado, let's jump into it.
Let's
And
go.
just FYI, since it is 2 episodes that we're covering, I might not go into as much detail of certain areas, but it's not because didn't watch it or anything like that. I just obviously for time's sake, y'all. But season 6, episode 9, Unicorn Overboard. It's day 3. We're wrapping up the trip, and Captain Jason actually led the ladies in some yoga, and they're getting breakfast all prepared and whatnot. Heather was still, of course, flirting in her confessional. Go figure. But Brittany, on the other hand, she was really still having a difficult time because she feels like all the energy that was coming towards her, it was really giving a pile on, and she didn't really think that that was really fair. So she's over there telling Heather how she feels, and then we have Meredith and Lisa back in their cabin, and Meredith is telling Lisa how she feels, and she doesn't, see it for Brittany, as we already know. And she even compares her to the Tin Man at one point. And so we also see, though, that Meredith now has an issue with Whitney, because in her eyes, she wasn't really giving a friend, because she was quick to chime in on the rumor instead of trying to squash it. So we know this is going to be the last that we hear about that. Do you have anything to say about
They had the wrong character. The Scarecrow was brainless. The heartless one is Meredith. She's the Tin Woman, Lisa.
Where's Auntie Bernice when you need her? Because what she call her, the Ice Queen?
Ice Queen. Come on now.
I can't even.
Sometimes those little things are to me that I know it was a character, and I just be like, but even you said it again, and when you said you're gonna call her Tin Woman, I was like, and you're gonna look stupid, but okay. Go ahead. That's dumb.
So as Chef Ben was whipping up their final meal, the ladies, but actually I should say before we get into that though, Bronwyn pays a little visit to Meredith's room, and knock knock knock. And what does she have in tow? None other than Brittany's unicorn. And so Meredith's like, I don't want no parts of that. But Bronwyn quickly tells her, like, oh no, this is going to be a sacrifice. And Meredith's like, oh, let's say no more, come on in. And so we find out that Bronwyn has concocted this whole scheme that Todd set up. I don't know if I should say that right now. Anyway, so anyway, Bronwyn, she feels like she wants to get dressed up in costumes. She always got her costumes in her back pocket, and she has enlisted Meredith's help, as she was also blowing smoke up at Meredith's, I feel like at this point, in regards to the whole Brittany situation. Yeah, she's been doing it for like 2-3 episodes at this point. But nonetheless, she is like, yeah, let's go on ahead and sacrifice this unicorn. So they proceed to go up on the deck or whatever and do a little 1-2, and they toss the unicorn overboard. Just gonna stop right here to say that pissed me off so fucking bad, because how dare they sit there and touch that woman's stuff. I don't care if she's a bad mom, y'all. I don't care what types of issues that she has, because we know that Brittany has issues. The minute that you guys think it's okay to go and touch her personal belongings, I have an issue with that, especially with when it comes to you, Meredith, because we know you are the most dramatic person on here that would have so much to say and would not let it rest if somebody touched one item of yours. So I was livid by that. I don't know if you guys expected me to say that, but I was pissed.
I didn't, especially the way you came back with it, with like after you just finished reading it all off and then just came back with it. I was like, whoa. But
this is actually like, I'm actually calm now. I was like way worse in the beginning because I'm like, how dare they?
Yeah, that was a lot. That does take a lot of thought process and a lot of effort. Y'all went and got into costumes to be in COG, like she said. And so it's like you went through all of that for Brittany just to throw over this poor little unicorn. It looked like a My Little Pony with a horn on it, but it was like it wasn't that serious. And y'all know Brittany gonna lose it when that happens. Like, and the crazy thing is, if you put yourself in those shoes, how would you have felt? Now you know how that girl feel about that boy. She ain't
Exactly.
good nothing. Like don't touch my
It's
cat.
just like that's and not to get off subject, y'all, but I compare that to even this season on the Real Housewives of Potomac. If you guys watch that, how Giselle was going out of her way to leave Stacey's name off of the towels and the robes and the different things like that. It's like I can take fun and cute shade all day, but when it crosses that line of just straight up disrespect, I can't get with it. I can't get with it because if the shoe was on the other foot, y'all would have a problem with it. Like it's one thing that we poke fun at, your uneven spray tan or your messed up hair or whatever, but the minute it starts to really cross that line, I'm gonna call it out at any moment. I don't care who it is. I don't care if I like you or don't like you.
I
Anyway,
agree. I agree with that.
um moving forward though, at breakfast it was super quiet right off the bat, but it's actually Whitney, of course, that breaks the silence, and she's like, "Oh, Meredith, how's your toe or whatever?" And Meredith, of course, responds in her usual manner and gives this passive aggressive message that's obviously geared at Brittany. Brittany is dense, but she's not that dense. She catches the shade, and she spins it right back, and they begin to go back and forth. And once again, the bigger issue though for Meredith is with Whitney, and Whitney's like, "Well, how did I get in it? Like, what, huh?" And she tells her like, instead of in so many words, instead of squashing it or whatever, like you were quick to campaign and chime in on whether or not it was true or false. And Brittany tries to back Whitney up, but Whitney's like, "No, I got it. And her thing was she was giving Brittany the opportunity to bring it up to Meredith herself. And in the moment, Meredith seemed to accept that justification, only to then continue to go back and forth with Brittany in that moment. And even in this moment, I feel like Brittany started to like flip her hair onto like Meredith, but Meredith also was doing that before Brittany started doing that. So it's like Meredith, she has these ways about her when she gets in these moods, and she does stuff that she knows would be straight up a big ass issue if the shoe was on the other foot. So I'm not really feeling that, and she really needs to be checked about this. And if somebody doesn't do it, I'm gonna be really upset.
Right. I don't understand Meredith, why there was the empty chair was next to Meredith. Why Brahma didn't sit by Meredith? Why would you leave that
Oh,
empty
I was
chair
about to
when
say that
everybody?
too.
Yeah,
Why
when
would they sit
everybody's
them?
around the table. That's, that's stupid.
Y'all know you guys don't see for each other right now. Y'all should not have been sat next to each other. And thank God Whitney got up and they switched, because why was that even like that from the get-go?
Yeah, because Brahma, if you gonna not, I mean, you're not being inconspicuous, not sitting next to her because y'all threw the unicorn over. So okay, I can't see the comments, so I don't know what you're reading or what you're seeing or what
No,
you.
no. I
Okay,
just,
okay.
you brought up Bronwyn. And I remember in this moment, Bronwyn was pissing me off too, because she was trying to help Brittany, and telling her to apologize and stuff like that. I'm like, no, you're the one who got this started from the get go by bringing up stuff that didn't need to be brought up. You
Mm-hmm.
sparked this whole thing. So, but now you're trying to, put out a fire. But then,
Referee.
but in the same vein, you also just tossed her unicorn in the ocean. So dramatic irony. Like, what is going on here? Like, okay,
Yeah,
Bronwyn, I see what you're doing. I see what you're
yeah, that
doing.
doesn't make sense how you guys did all that and you're real mad now. If you was first of all, you told P Brain, let you tell it. You told P Brain you wasn't even mad. I'm not even you're not even here. And not only that, um, I'm not even mad at you. I'm mad at Whitney. Now Whitney checked your ass and got told you why she didn't, why why she didn't come to you. And did you even ask Whitney, like, did you believe it? Did it look real? What did you see, Whitney? You ain't asking Whitney nothing. You don't even know what was said. All you know is what Brittany said, which was, yeah, the big, I'm more concerned about what I saw on TikTok. Dot, 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 dot. That's how that went. So I don't understand why you got all this animosity. If you have so much smoke for Whitney, why wouldn't you ask her, well, what you see? How did it come across? What did the girl say? How was she saying it? Did she seem believable? What she look like? What city? There were so many questions, but you're so ready to be mad instead of getting the questions out. You're not gonna get anything if you just cut it off. You gotta figure it out. So I was on Whitney's side. I'm glad Whitney get it. I'm so happy that Whitney knows how to um stop and let people know how she feel. I don't need nobody to save me. I got this. I love that about Whitney because remember she used to kind of crumble. Mary had her crumbling inside. Jen would have her kind of crumbling inside. So and Lisa kind of would, no. I feel like Lisa and Meredith, they didn't really, I don't know. They kind of didn't treat her like the best either. But
No,
yeah,
not at all.
Whitney did that, and
They used to low key treat Whitney how they treat Brittany and like not take her like serious.
boom, there it is.
Like she used
And
to
so
be kind of like the,
the young one, the young one is
the
always get
naive,
you're not old enough, you're not
yeah.
you ain't lived long enough to know something to tell me about anything, that type of thing.
Yeah.
All right, I'm done on my rant.
And Mary was done too because she was like, yeah, God can't even help you guys in this situation, but nice try, Bronwyn. So as they're gathering their belongings, Brittany can't seem to find her unicorn, obviously.
Wait.
And
Never mind. I know we're gonna talk about it, but I don't want to bring it up right now, just in case.
Bronwyn changed her flight. As we know, she changed her flight getting there, which means she also changed her flight leaving, and she is so grateful right now that she did that. So she had unknowingly, she changed it up, so now she gets a little bit of quiet time and a little bit of solo time to really reflect on everything that happened. And so as they're stepping off the boat, the crew is there, of course, to say their goodbyes, and they, of course, say thank you and apologize for being disruptive AF. They should have been to apologize for fucking up the carpet too. But anyway, I guess money talks, and luckily Heather had a nice little tip there for them. It shouldn't have been little. It should have been a big tip. Let me take the word little out there. It should have been a big tip. Yeah. And good on that because yeah. And definitely. So as they're about to step off though, Daisy's like, wait, somebody, forgot something, whatever. And she runs in and grabs the unicorn that she saved from its watery grave almost. And Brittany's like, oh my God, I thought it was lost. Wait, why is it wet? Like, huh? Like what? Why is it wet? Wait. And she's like, oh, because I found it in the water. She's like, what? Like, who tossed this over? Did you do it? Did you do it? Did you do it? Everybody's like, no. And she gets to Meredith. Meredith's like, and Brown's like, yeah. And they actually did fess up to it. But I loved when Whitney was like, because Brown would try to be like, oh, it was a joke or whatever. And Whitney was like, what would make you think that would make her laugh? Like, what was supposed to be funny about that? I love that Whitney said that. And I hope that they felt it like idiots. I know Meredith didn't. Because she was still like, oh, well, I had spray tan and makeup all over it. So.
Girl, shut up. Shut up.
Well, that's actually what didn't happen. Because next up, y'all, as they start to make that journey back, we quickly find out from not one, not two, but a couple people in that group that even before they got on the plane, Meredith was going off to the point that it ensued for much of the flight home. We had Brittany melting into tears at one point or another. She was making people uncomfortable. She was irate. She was screaming about the rumor, of course, and everything. And apparently Lisa was said to have been, co-signing and amping her up pretty much and telling Brittany that she effed up and she effed up and she effed up. And because, I should probably say that, of course, Brittany was seated right in front of Meredith on the plane. And so even at one point we hear that Meredith like was getting up, and then she like, oh god, she like shook her chair. Oh, now my hair, I'm giving high body count hair now. She like shook her chair, and then like wine was spilled, and like there was a lot going on. But you know what wasn't going on? There was no flashes going on and off because no one has any footage of it apparently. Um, but we had Heather, we had Brittany, we had Whitney, we had Angie, we had Mary. Everybody else was saying that, and Lisa too. And Meredith didn't deny that anything happened. What she did was she watered it down and made it seem like it wasn't as bad as it was, and it was just her simply venting to a friend, and then she, had enough time to watch a movie and take a nap for at least an hour. So according to her, it wasn't really, a major deal. But according to Brittany, she was mortified, humiliated. She started crying. She was disappointed in herself because she's like, I'm letting them get the best of me. And she's really upset with Lisa too because, she's had Lisa's back, and it's like, it's how you pay me back. Like, what's up with that? And Meredith again is like, well, if I was going off to that degree, an air marshal would have been down there on the ground waiting for me to come off the plane. So, what do you think about that? What do you think is the real truth behind that?
The real truth is what Brittany said. Ain't nobody know. First of all, we all know that Meredith Mermer has a cocktail with her sleeping pills. So, because I wasn't the one that said it.
Oh,
that was one of the ladies on the show said that, Bookie Bear.
I forgot that. I don't remember if Whitney said it. No, she said it when she was with Bronwyn later. She's like, I didn't know if it was the sleeping pills, or I was like, ooh, Whitney.
Tell it. We already see it, girl. We see it. You ain't saying nothing we ain't seen, girl. Okay, but let's be clear. That they bullied that girl. Mm-hmm. I don't care if it was 15 minutes. I don't care if it was 5 minutes. That's 5 minutes too long. 15 minutes would have been too much. Anything beyond that, are you crazy? And it's all about how you did it. Let's be clear. We're gonna get to the point where Lisa is gonna talk about it with her husband, and when she does so, that's when she starts off with Meredith was losing it.
I've never seen Meredith. I've never seen her that upset before or something. So she's never seen her that pissed. Yeah.
Okay. So somebody's lying. So like you said, sister, they watering it down. Look at here. The what is it? What we've been calling the alliance? Is that what they call it? It's crumbling. It's crumbling. But them two are so stuck together. But no matter what, I just cannot believe how they did that girl. And even the way they were seated, which told a real tale, because Whitney was across from Brittany. So Whitney would be able to see everything that was going on with Brittany. And then Heather is across from Lisa and Meredith. Well, Meredith and Lisa. So they're across from each other. So that's why she was woke up. And then Mary is on the other side of Heather. So all I know is Brittany is not gonna let that lady when you're getting bullied, especially in a confined spot where you just can't get up and go, you're gonna take that for a minute. Well, I'm shocked nobody videoed it. I'm shocked she didn't say Miss Stewardess. I don't know if they call them that. Excuse me. I need my seat moved, or she needs to be removed, because for some reason there's a miscommunication. There's something going on, and the fact that both of them, Lisa and Meredith, keep saying that they were talking to one another. If you talking about me and I'm sitting in front of you and I can hear you, and it's not no eavesdropping, but you talking loud enough for me to hear you, and you think I'm not gonna get upset if I'm not. She better be lucky she got Brittany crying, because she could have been a person that would have got up and got mad and said, "Who are you talking about? Who you talking to?" You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm going to save the little tidbits of them, little updates that I've heard for the end. But So I'll just base it off of what I was thinking at this point in the episode. Like I was like, what the okay.
Oh man.
We've seen Meredith go off before. I feel like we know that this is a sensitive subject for her. So I could see her getting that upset over this. Brittany, at first I was like, girl, if you don't back those bitches up off you, what are you doing? But then I was also like, you know what? Actually, although I do feel like, no, you need to stand up for yourself at all times and don't let people get the best of you, especially on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give her the benefit of the doubt, though, in that same breath, because if there is one, y'all, I ain't nobody's punk. I'll never start anything, but I will finish it. But at the same time, the only place in this world that will never come out, that type of behavior will never come out of me, and someone might get the best of me that day, is at the airport or on a plane. I am not about to be on nobody's no-fly list. I am not about to be, I got way too many places to go. I don't have time. So I was like, okay, I can kind of understand that. But then I was also like, Mary, is really not somebody who I would feel like would lie about something that she has no like bearing, like she has no benefit from lying about something like that. And I'm like, if she's also saying it, then like, okay. And then I also
did we ever get Angie's take on it?
We did, right in the beginning. Angie was like, but then she like didn't. They only showed Angie like saying something like once really fast, and then we didn't see her.
She was the furthest
anymore
away
about it.
She was.
We didn't see her
away.
again until we didn't see Angie again until I think her scene with her daughter. Like she never came back to talk about this again. But at the same time, yeah, she might have been far away, but first class is only this big. So ultimately, if she was going off to that degree, to where at the same time flight attendants came over to check on Brittany, but they didn't come over to tell Meredith to be quiet. Like, so I was kind of like confused by that a little bit. I don't know. It's like one of those situations where obviously we're never going to get to the bottom of it, but there's inconsistencies, I feel like, on both sides. Honestly, if I'm being fair, just looking at it how I'm looking at it now, like there has to be a little bit of inconsistency. And it's not even because I think one side is trying to, well, I'm sure one side probably wants to lie, but I'm not even saying the prosecution side. I'm not saying that they all were lying on purpose. Well, maybe Heather, because I mean, Heather might be trying to use this to, ice out the top dogs. Knowing her, she probably was taking sleep the whole time. Anyway, I feel like, though, at the same time, there would be no benefit, though, to really lying about this. But when has that ever really stopped people? I don't know.
But you know what? If you think about how Meredith goes off, and then she's talking to Lisa, even, it doesn't have to be loud per se.
That's what I'm saying. Like, my going off might not be the same as your going off, might not be the same as so that's why I'm like, maybe this is more of a subjective thing, not an objective thing. So I don't know.
Well, I can't wait for you to give me some more deets on what you know.
So once they touch down in SLC, though, Brahmin, obviously she don't know what's going on because she was on her own flight, doing her own thing. Her and Mary link up. They have a little lunch or whatever, and Mary's like, "Girl, you were smart not to come back with us." And Brahmin's like, "What you talking about?" And she tells her how Meredith was going off from beginning to end, like pure chaos. Then we also see Whitney telling Justin the same thing, pretty much. And Lisa also, as you said before, was in that car eating at Wendy's, telling John everything that happened too, to include the fact that she's never seen Meredith this irate, and how she lost her mind and stuff like that.
Right.
So yeah, everybody's still kind of keeping that same story. And then next up, the real genuine scene we get is between Heather and Brittany. Brittany's still obviously very upset. Heather is 10 tones down, having her back though, which is very funny because I remember last season she let her just kind of been thrown to the wolves. But anyway, when with the whole phone recording thing. Anyway,
Yeah.
Brittany hasn't slept. She hasn't eaten. She feels like she's been hit by a truck. And Brittany even places a timestamp on it to say that this was happening even 4 hours into the flight. And that's when Meredith got up and did the whole chair shaking thing. And apparently that's when Heather started to stir a little bit, because at this point I was starting to notice that Heather went from like, I was up and I heard it all, to I was sleeping and I woke up to hear it. Or so were you asleep or were you up, Heather? Kind of confused about that. But again, or Brittany, she needs apologizes. She needs apologies. She needs ownership. She cannot just move past this. Again, she's still stuck on the fact that she's had Lisa's back, and Lisa really is going to just allow Meredith to just come at her like this, and she was egging her on. And Heather also feels the same way. She's going to have Brittany's back, and she says she doesn't deserve that. And this is a thing that can really mess up the friendships in the group. So we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see how that goes. I don't really have much more to say about that.
Didn't Meredith say on the boat though that if anybody that was that kind of messed with Brittany or is cool with Brittany, that she not cool with them, or they're not friends of hers or something to that effect? So when you say
I believe
that,
so. You did, yes. I can't remember the words verbatim, but yeah.
Me either, but okay. So with that being said, that's why Lisa was not coming to. If you think about it, this is why Lisa was like, "I'm not about to come to Brittany's defense. This lady right here is going off. It's in my ear. She's spilling wine on me, and I'm getting this earful. You think I'm about to tell this lady like, Meredith, you need to calm down. Stop talking about Brittany." Girl, she got her head bit off.
Lisa already was coming to Meredith's support. I guess she was doing what she wants to be done to her in those situations. At the table at breakfast. She was like, yeah, did you really, she said something to the effect of like, did you really think it was going to go over smooth? You saying something like that, or you bringing up like that type of rumor or something like that? Lisa was already there, letting it be known that she's siding with Meredith on this even before they got on the plane. So that also makes me think, to a degree, Lisa, you probably were right there egging her on. Were you continuously saying you fucked up? I don't know what it looked like, but you were definitely showing allegiance to Meredith on that plane. I don't know what it looked like, but you were. I know you were.
Because she's scared. She's scared. She don't want to be on the bad side of Meredith. She don't want that. She's not trying to get that. She don't want the heat. She don't want that smoke. She don't want them wine spilled on her. She didn't want that earful. And I think it was probably irritating to Lisa. When you think about it, can you imagine? I ain't gonna say she's not all the way totally on Meredith's side, but can you imagine what Lisa's really thinking? Think about Lisa and how Lisa is. Can you imagine what she was really thinking? Like, dang, Seth got caught, and I gotta sit here and hear her, bitch on about Wookie's Bob, and then, but you gotta sit. It's like she's probably having a whole conflict in her head. She's probably like, I need some Wendy's. Like, I need some Vita.
Hey, Lexi Lene. Brittany completely exaggerated the incident. All of the ladies, including Barry and Heather, have since walked back the severity of it. Okay, so since Lexi Lene already let the cat out the bag, this is what I've heard too. In so many words, Mary and Heather have both since kind of walked it back on the severity of the situation. So again, I'm still confused as to how you even came up with it in the first place. But yeah, now they're saying it wasn't. No, you're good. I'm just saying, like, I don't really understand how it was even said to that effect from the get-go then, if it didn't really happen like that. But nonetheless, it happened, and I still feel like what happened is something that Meredith would not have liked to happen to her if the tides were turned. And I feel like they're gonna keep the Meredith, especially in the group, are gonna keep coming at Brittany's because like again, she's low hanging fruit. So it's like cringy to watch in certain areas because I do feel like, again, if the shoe was on the other foot, they wouldn't like it. So I'm just,
like I said, it doesn't mean she was screaming at, like she said, I wasn't even talking to her. Yeah, but you're talking about me behind me to her, to your friend. It's not like you were talking to somebody, which means you're talking out loud. And if the seat there's a space in between the seats, so it's not like it's a bench behind me and she can't hear you. You not gonna be like, you don't care that Brittany hears you. It's not like you're not trying to not let her hear you. You don't give a F that she hears you. So you was going off. It might have not been loud, but it still was uncalled for. You did it too long. You were bullying her. And if it wasn't the severity or not, you still wrong. Sorry. I'm sorry. You should have did that to that lady. You should have checked her. Check it and don't get on a plane and start talking about her. You should have been like, well, let me see. When you was pea brain and all this other stuff, that's when you should have been asking her about the DMs. And Whitney, what did you know? What did she say to you? Can you show me what you showed Whitney? Since that's what you want to build, you want to do something. Show me what you showed her. Show me right now. Why y'all don't get on a plane and do all of that? That's like you said, I'm trying to be on no flight risk. I'm not trying to do that.
yeah,
That's weird,
I agree.
weird timing, and yeah, still was wrong though. I don't care. I just don't feel like it
Mm-mm.
was right. We keep saying Britney's low hanging fruit. You can say boo to Britney. She's gonna be like, wait, I wasn't ready. Like, come on now.
I'm definitely with you, Lexi. I do believe the truth at this point is somewhere in the middle, and that's because again, it all comes down to perception. What's a big blown up situation and what's yelling to you might not be yelling to me. That just might be the way that I was raised, and that's how me and my family talk at a very low volume. So I think it's obviously all water under the bridge right now, and I feel like it was still going to be an issue whether this came about or not. Meredith's still not going to like that lady, and that lady was still going to be that lady, Brittany. So
That
that
lady.
is what it is. Um, but y'all, the next scene, this is where things get a little bit more interesting for me
Okay.
at least. Whitney and Brahman, they have a little lunch or whatever. Remember, Brahma was on the flight back, and so everything that she knew again was through the eyes of Mary. So Whitney fills her in a little bit more with some details. And Brahma's like, "Oh well, it seems like Meredith and Todd need a little 411 on plane and flight etiquette." And Whitney's like, "Oh,
Say what
what you
now?
talking about? What
What you
you
talking
talking
about,
about?"
Willis?
And literally, and so Bronwyn says, oh yes, this is when Whitney
Hi,
says
y'all.
she doesn't know if it was the sleeping pills, the alcohol or what. And I'm like, Whitney, I see what you did there. But again,
We say it all the
Bronwyn, she starts saying, or Bronwyn, also kind of revealed her thoughts on it too, because she's like, I do feel like there would have been footage, like there would have been concrete proof of this, because again, we live in 2025, and when something crazy happens, the first thing that a lot of people, obviously the 99.9% of people do these days is go like this. So she's like, where's the proof then? So anyway, Bronwyn explains that on Todd was found cheating because he was caught looking at other photos of other women that were not Bronwyn. And Whitney's like, "Oh my God, she's like, yeah, like I believe this. It was because they knew where he was on the flight, like they knew where the flight was going. Like let's be real." And so when she addressed him, he didn't even say what he should have said. What he said was, well, ask your friends, they love to dabble in this kind of gossip and stuff, so it's probably one of them. And she's like, oh no, we're not about to do that. You get out. and she told
That
that
fool got
ass to go to a
defensive.
hotel. She told him to go to a hotel because he's about to go out of town the next day anyway, or whatever. She's like, go take your ass to a hotel right now. I don't have it to do. And that's putting it nicely. And y'all, that's where the conversation got even more spicy because Bronwyn's like, had I known about this ahead of time, it would have been different. I would have been cool with it. Huh? And she's like, well, and this is why I wanted to talk to you, Whitney, because I feel like we're, like
same age,
more with age and, age gaps and all that good stuff and stuff. So I really want to talk to you about it because, if Todd was to approach her requesting to sleep with someone else, she would actually have a conversation and, try to, see if she could facilitate that. Nice. And, Whitney's like, like out of everybody, she's the most far removed from Mormon. They're both like the most far removed from Mormonism. And Whitney says like they don't currently have an agreement, but then she says that she has a lot of friends that live different lives and stuff. And so her and Justin, they've been together 15 years and do that 15 years. They've had ups, they've had downs, and during downs, like she has said that they may have looked to left or right to see what else, was out there, and Justin as well. So, no, they're not in an open relationship, but, she would bring it up to Justin. They would talk about it and they would have an agreement that there's full transparency and, that they would always communicate and she would always come home and she would be safe and, all the things. So, they both claim to have been married, or they both claim to want to be married to their husbands. It's not a matter of them not wanting to be married to their husbands, but it's about, trying to thrive in these age gap relationships. And it's natural to bring in those types of agreements. My thing is, Brahma, you're the same woman that was just last season so upset because he was texting. So where did this newfound energy come from? Because that's not the energy you had then. Like, 1, 2, just like what the fuck in general. I was like, what the fuck? 2, 5, 6, whatever. Todd, you have some fucking audacity, because who is allowing you to text them or look at them and you be farting in people's faces and kissing and stuff? So I'm starting to think maybe that was true kind of then, because like what is going on here? Whitney, you said like in one breath you were kind of like, yeah, and then like you kind of try to walk it back. So yeah, okay, y'all got an agreement, stop lying. This was a lot to unpack.
That was a lot of you know what? I wasn't expecting any of that to happen, and this was not none of this. I don't know.
Bronwyn is low key acts desperate. I a little bit of that between this episode and next episode. I was letting a little bit like that too, because I was like on the surface, like okay, like I'm with it. If you guys figure out what works in y'all's relationship, then do that, because what works in my marriage might not work in your marriage, might not work in next person's marriage. But I was kind of taken aback that she was just so. Especially again after hearing about the other infidelities and stuff, that situation that they had last season. And then we also know that Bronwyn is a people pleaser. So it's like, are you just saying this to people please? Like, is this really how you feel? Is this the deluxe edition to the Housewives starter pack? Because y'all know the starter pack. You get on here, you get solidified for a season or two, get your coin up, you get a little notoriety, then you slap them fucking divorce papers down on their ass. So I'm like, was this a part of that? Like, what is I don't know what to think. Can't wait till the reunion. He better be there.
Oh, the reunion gonna be so good. Oh my God.
He better be there.
So many things. But literally, it was a lot. I just be really trying to understand who be like entertaining Todd. Like that's funny.
Who be entertaining this?
Yes.
Oh, that.
And I'm not saying he's bad looking or none of that. I'm just saying he's just like, he's so, even when he was. You
can't look like that and act like that and treat people like that.
that's my whole thing, because it was the way he treated Brown when she goes to, when we get to that part when the energy was different. Like he's kind of weird to me.
Oh, I can't wait
And
to
the
get to
fact that
that part.
he got
I can't
defensive.
wait.
Me either. The fact that he got defensive and said that it was, the people that you hang around, da da da. No, it was your fingers scrolling. It was this. It was nobody around. Oh, none of my friends were on the plane with you. So while you sitting there trying to blame everybody else, it was you. And like he's gonna say, like we'll get to it. But I was like, yikes. And as far as the girls and their dynamics on cheating, I feel like the cheating would be more beneficial to them than to the guys, because they're getting older, and a lot of people, not that, because Justin's not bad looking, I love his dimples, but I'm just like, that's more beneficial for y'all. Y'all the young ones, and we get hotter in our 40s. So like literally, the benefit is gonna actually come back around to y'all. So I'm not mad. That's what you kind of get if you're gonna marry somebody that's 15 to 20 years your senior or above. You're gonna get that. So I think that's a beneficial thing for the ladies when you look at it. I'm not mad at it, but it's more beneficial. And I don't know, Brown did kind of. It was one thing about the infidelities, and you know, I don't know. It's just it's a little bit all over the place. Because it doesn't look like, well, she wants to divorce him. It looked like she's no nonsense. And then the other end is like, well, I don't mind if he does it. I just want to be in on it. I just want to know. I want to know that I gave the agreement. I want to be able to tell Lisa that I already know about this girl. That's your whole claim to fame. That's all. That's all you want to have is that. So you really about that. You just want to make sure that nobody has leverage over you. It's not about you really wanting him to do it.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, I can understand that. Um, yeah, I can't wait to get to the Todd part though. So this next scene, I don't really have much to say about the scene between Angie and Electra, other than I see this a lot though, and I feel like this isn't talked about enough when you get your um first generation, second generation, um young young kids, adults, teens, whatever. Like when you get these individuals that are placed right into United States of America or wherever else, and they're taken out of the place in which their lineage and their parents and grandparents and stuff like that are from, and now they're placed in this other cultural melting pot, and then but at the same time they're expected to still uphold and still like maintain this connection to what was left behind, so to speak. It does put them in this weird scenario, and there's a lot of, I feel like, additional pressure there, and it's just like, well, if that's the case, then like it's like a expectation that I don't really feel like is all the time fair. And even when it comes to Angie hasn't always been like pro like Greek. It's been pretty much confirmed that she didn't start to really embrace her roots until later on, like until like adulthood and stuff like that. Because she said it, she's like, I didn't really, I don't remember what she said specifically, but she said certain things that have made me believe that no, she wasn't always like so all about the Greek stuff and whatnot. So it's just like now you're kind of expecting your daughter to uphold that at her age, when she's been placed in a whole other geographical location and stuff like that. And also she's like, she kind of empathizes more with I don't, is Sean Hispanic? Like, is he Trujillo?
I don't know what Sean is.
I think I assumed, I don't know specifically, but obviously he ain't Greek. So she empathizes more with his side of the family, and I'm like, oh, I mean, it is what it is. Just a lot of times, and not even just when it comes to your culture and stuff like that. It's like, the more you press things into your children and stuff like that, the more they're gonna like shy away typically. So it's just like just naturally let it happen. I understand how Angie could feel like she wants her daughter to be proud and be all about everything Greek. I get it, but at the same time, like, don't get so hung up on it to the point now that you're like really like being super overbearing with it, because then that's just going to make her want to be less involved to begin with. And then also it's like maybe more through like education too, because remember how she was like, oh well, yeah, your horse, you have a horse that costs as much as my portion. And Electra's like, wait, huh? Like, so it's like just more conversations. She's gonna get older, she's gonna mature, she's gonna start to look at things differently or whatever. So I hope, again, like, Angie not losing sleep over this. They'll be all right.
Yeah, I can definitely empathize with her daughter a little bit. Because I'm biracial, my dad never
Perfect.
forced my
I
dad never
forgot about that.
forced like
Yeah.
my Hispanic side on me, like, well, you gotta learn. Well, he don't even speak Spanish, but he never really was like, well, you gotta
Oh,
know.
really?
I do know both. No, my dad don't speak Spanish. My grandmother,
Oh.
because with her being Mexican, she thought that because they're American that they needed to speak with the dialect they speak. So she's, they speak English.
I think a
Um,
little bit of both is the best. I think the
and
best is each.
Right. So literally, that's how my dad feels too. If he feels bad about that, but I'm just saying the fact that my dad did not do that, he did not push it down my throat. I know, I went to my Mexican side of on my Mexican side, my cousins, and was like, okay, that's not black. They're not black. They Mexican. I mean, of course, I didn't think about it as a child. I have to be taught that, okay, because to me, all the people are just people. You got to be taught
Mm,
that, oh, that person, black person, this person is Hispanic, this person is, you have to kind of know
yeah.
that kind of part. But literally, I agree with you. She's gonna push her away. She will get to the point where she wants to learn and wants to know more. I feel like Angie is getting kind of corny with it. Every time we look up, she got the blue and white flag on her, and that's I don't. I'm not saying not to be proud of it, but you trying to tell her you want her to go to the Olympics and represent Greece when she even been to Greece? I'm sure that I hope she's going with you on when you take the girls trip, but it's like you said, educator, take her over there, let her see some of the things, let her get involved in the culture that way.
Electra seems very close to her dad. I saw it more on White Sox. Agreed. And even in the scene, I want to say, Angie said, like, yeah, like, I didn't grow up with the horse, like the horses and stuff like that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I think that she gets that more from like, yeah, Sean's side and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, she might be like in her daddy's girl phase, or I don't know. Like, it's nothing that is happening here is abnormal. I think I'm hoping that Angie's just kind of playing it up more because of the storyline of it all. Because none of this is groundbreaking to the point that, like, she's gonna just completely for the rest of her life reject that side or anything like that. This is literally just growing pains.
Yeah, and the last thing I want to say about that is that Angie's dad is getting older, and so I think she's pulling from that too. So she's trying to absorb a lot and trying to because she doesn't. She's like, oh, especially if he's like the last of the elders in her family.
Yes.
Then she's holding on to that as well. So no, I see why Angie's doing it. It just gets a little corny when you every time, especially to a teenager. We're her, I'm her peers, and I'm looking at her like, you know what, you're being real corny right now. But as her teenage daughter is like, Mom, stop it. Like, stop.
Literally.
And her daughter looks just like her daddy. Oh my God. That boy,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he said, there you go. That's my baby right there. That's her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, she looks just like him.
Yep. Um, Heather and Lisa. First of all, Lisa was an hour late.
Ooh.
But they both agree the trip was a lot. And Heather drops a bomb on Lisa that Brittany doesn't want to, be around her right now. And Lisa's like, what? Like, what did I do? Why me? I did nothing to Brittany. I just told her to show Meredith the TikTok. And I was like, no, girl, you kept telling her she effed up. And Lisa does admit that Meredith started freaking out, but they were going through Barbados, through customs and stuff, and get their bags. And I was like, who do you think you are? Because Meredith was talking to me. Talk what? And as American, what? Anyway, Lisa, again, she's downplaying her involvement in it. She's saying that all she did was like lean over in her chair and ask, again, for the TikTok or whatever. And she's like, Heather, like, if you have such a problem with it, maybe you should have stepped into it. And Heather's like, I tried to, and you guys told me like to butt out pretty much. And every single allegation being presented, Lisa is just kind of like justifying it and downplaying it. And in the end, Lisa, of course, feels accused, as she typically does, and Heather feels like she's on her high, Heather is on her high horse of she's not backing down from nothing these days. She gonna keep her spot. She's coming for that center snowflake every season. Okay. I mean, I don't really have much more to say about this that I haven't said, but if you do, go right ahead.
It's it's the same thing. Lisa denies. Like I said in the beginning of this is the start of where I start seeing Lisa, the pattern of Lisa. Can you read it to me?
Yeah, Lisa was probably hoping Heather would get tired of waiting and just leave the restaurant. Lisa didn't want to be there. Of course not. She's like, oh, wait, we're not talking about me? Oh, no, we're not me. First of all, why aren't we at my restaurant? First of all, why aren't we at my lounge? My beignets are better.
When she said that, I said, there she go. That girl is like, she doesn't even see her. She didn't
even apologize for being an hour late. Heather is such a... And Heather,
don't get up.
Heather's the only person that would stay. Of course, Heather stayed.
No, don't get up. Don't get up. You don't have to get up because I was an hour late. Just sit down.
I actually have
stay seated.
Yeah, that was insane to me.
But yeah, she just literally started.
Can you hear me?
Huh? I can hear you. I can hear you.
Oh, okay. They like tuned out. I don't know.
Oh,
can you hear me?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Okay. See, here we go, y'all. Yeah. The final scene though, Meredith and Mary. Mary is like really, although we said what we said before about them kind of walking it back a little bit in real time. In this scene, Mary is like really just kind of looking at Meredith. Honestly, I think she's been looking at Meredith since last season. Just kind of like not really like who is this lady? Who are you turning into? But Meredith, she's feeling real good. She's great. She's all smiles. And Mary's like, yeah, last time I saw you, you were not so happy. And Meredith says that, and she was upset. She vented to a friend, and Brittany had on headphones, and so I didn't even think that she could hear me. Like, why is she hearing my conversation then? And Mary's like, girl, I think you wanted her to hear it. Like, hello. Again, Meredith is claiming it only went on for 15 minutes. She had time to take a nap. She had time to file her nails. She had time to
take a bubble bath.
Journal. Like, they have a bubble bath up there in first class that she was able to dip into. And Mary's like, and she's like, Mary, you're on the whole opposite side of the plane, first of all. So what are you talking about? And
look at the seat chart.
Again,
look at the seat chart.
First class is it's not that far. Again, I see what you're saying before. Like, Angie, there was that little gap right there. So maybe Angie might not have heard every word verbatim. But these foreign aisles 4 and 5, I feel like they heard it. And I want to say I heard that like one of the things was that like they said was like, Mary's known to like put her headphones on and right when they get on the plane, and she be in her own little world when they travel and stuff like that. So again, like, I think just like Lexi said earlier, just like, we're trying to pretty much reiterate, I feel like it's coming down to something in the middle more so than one whole side or this whole side. but I think several people in this situation have things to work on, and I think Meredith is definitely at that top of the list because even the way she's going about it though is very still like, again, giving ice shout outs to Auntie Bernice. It's still giving Ice Queen. It's like there's no remorse or there's no self-reflection at the same time. And I feel like Meredith needs that. She needs to really have hold herself more accountable, and have a lot of self-reflection, because the ways she treats other people that she doesn't see it for, again, would not go over if the roles were reversed.
Well, her bestie does the same thing, and she does it to people that she know and loves. So them two together are two treacherous people. The fact that Meredith does that to people that she knows or is not going to defend themselves, or it's weird. And then
corny.
Lisa does it to her
Corny.
family members. She do it to her husband, and we'll get into that on the next one. But literally, Lisa does it to a lot of people. She doesn't do any self-reflecting. She doesn't take any accountability, and she doesn't listen, and she overtalks people. So it's just like, and it's almost like her and Meredith both were like, this didn't happen. It was like when Meredith was talking to Mary, she was doing Jedi Matrix. This didn't happen. She was like, literally. No, I was there. No, girl, this didn't
literally
happen.
Mary kept saying like but I was there. Like, I don't.
No. This didn't happen.
Literally. But yeah, that's pretty much where this episode ended. With Mary telling Meredith, like, I mean, yeah, you kind of should apologize, but will you? We'll see. Right. And again, don't forget to actually, let me just go ahead and play this like the video real quick, and then we'll get into the next episode. Okay, so rolling right along, y'all. Episode 10 was another good episode. And funny enough, we actually started off with Heather popping over to Whitney's house. And they're clearly they're prepping for something. And side note, this is the first time I really took in Whitney's kitchen and stuff, and I was like, her kitchen is nice as AF. That was the best island I've ever seen in my life. And it's like, I've seen her kitchen before. Like, they are, her, especially her and Justin, I feel like they film in their kitchen like all the time, but like I really just sat there and looked around this time and was like, hell yeah, Whitney. Hell yeah. But anyway, so we quickly find out that this is going to be like some sort of potluck for Brittany. And I don't know if you noticed, they all had on like sweatsuits and like matching, like pretty much everybody had on like a sweatsuit or matching like two-piece or whatever, which is why I wore this sweatsuit today. Okay. I was like, oh, I'm gonna be, my sweatsuit too. Anyway,
that's so funny because I literally was gonna wear, I really was gonna wear my little turquoise Nike sweatsuit, and I forgot that I was packing stuff and that I had to my closet up. So my brain thought my closet was there and it wasn't. So yeah, that would have been cute. But I do have a sweatshirt on.
That's half of it right there. That's so cute. I thought that was really cute, especially Whitney's, her little Gucci tracksuit. I was like, okay, Whitney. But all the ladies start to file in, and Angie has this bright idea to like tease all their hair, so it was given high body count hair, and Brittany rocks in and she's like, today is all about like me, oh my god, yeah, like she's so happy that finally has a day that is completely dedicated to her. She's the oldest one in the group, but she acts the youngest. And so,
is she the oldest?
Yeah, I mean, only by like that. She's like only like a year. Like she's like what, 53, and they're like 52, 51. Like, only by 6 months probably.
Okay, so yeah, okay. I was like, damn, is she? Okay, that makes sense.
But it's just very coincidental, like, of course.
Yeah.
And of course, Mary was not here for the teasing of hair. She's like, I'm gonna stay like this. But it was really cute. Bronwyn also had this mobile teddy bear station come through, which I thought was nice. I'm still not off her though. I can't lie. You guys might say I'm a grudge holder. I don't care. It was cute and stuff, and I mean, it was good for Brittany, cool. But like, I still would have been over her. But anyway, it was cute. And they all record messages, with the exception of Mary, who her message was just static.
She had good reason though, when you think about it. Oh, because we didn't see it. I'm gonna tell you, the only reason why it was a good reason is because I didn't get to see it. You come from me, if you come from me and I'm a pastor and you say you're the least godliest person, I'm be looking at you like, oh really? Okay. And I'm gonna pay you dust every time. I wouldn't even. She better be lucky to hear even talk to her. But Mary,
I agree.
Yeah, you can't tell a pastor
I agree.
The least godly person. That you might as well call her a bitch. You bitch. That's you might or slapped her because that's just a slap in the face to say something. So I mean, I'm not saying it's the worst thing. I'm saying, but as a pastor
to a pastor, yeah,
you say that to somebody like that, they be
that's like telling a braider you can't braid. Like obviously that's not like.
And I'm gonna look at you like you nuts after having a 30-year career.
It's crazy though because at the same time I agree, but if you really go back and listen to that clip for the sequence that it was happening in, we hear Mary right off the bat saying like, oh, you're not cute, you're not cool or whatever. So at that point, like if you're saying that to me, like Mary was saying that to Brittany first.
Okay, they did have to.
So
that's
at
right.
that point, it's fuck you and fuck the horse that you rode in on. I don't care. I want to say anything at that point. So again, though, maybe Brittany said something before. Like we don't know until we know.
That's why. You know what?
Mary
Mary missed the moment. Mary should have said, "God bless you" on it. And see, she missed the moment. She should have said something about the Lord. She should have put the Lord on her. See, because that was petty. You was doing like Giselle did. I'm not gonna put the name on the robe. I'm not gonna do anything. So you may bringing more attention to the fact that you're being messed up about things. Okay. Okay. You're the one look like the ass. No, you didn't make her look like the ass because her name ain't on her thing. Her pink robe still looks cute. The message is not on there, but she still got the stuff down on. So you didn't do anything. If you was gonna do that, then you should.
She should have not participated. All that. Yeah, that's my thing. She should have not, because I'm just like. But at the same time, because it's Mary, and we know that Mary sometimes she arrives at the destination a different route than we all do. I will say that I do respect the fact that although she doesn't see it for Brittany, she's still like, Meredith, you're dead ass wrong. Like, that's not cool. You don't do that to people. So even though she still walked it back later on in real time. Anyway, in the moment, I respect her for not, because she could have did the whole Giselle thing and been like, oh, well, I don't like her, so it's cool. Like, what? What does that mean? Anyway, but nonetheless, they all gather around, and of course, they're all playing their messages that they recorded on their stuffed animals and stuff like that. I'm gonna need a Greek translator to translate Angie's message, because I just want to verify. Like, did you really say? I need to know.
I literally said the same thing. I thought the same thing. I was like, I wonder if the Greek people were like, oh yeah, she did really say the word. It's like, no, it was similar, but it might not have been exactly that.
So, cheers to this subgroup of women. They're getting all along very well. But Meredith, apparently, Whitney feels like she crossed the line. And Bronwyn says that Meredith actually reached out to her. And again, she's saying that she never spoke directly to Brittany. She instead said that they had she was having a calm conversation with Lisa about Brittany because she was mad at Brittany, and she was saying bad things about her. And, again, she gave her a watered down version of it. Anyway, but the real the real thing right here is when Whitney decides to switch gears and she asks Brown permission, and Brown was like, "Yeah, go ahead. What's up?" And she's like, I noticed, you're not wearing your wedding ring. I don't know
Mm.
that." And so and also at this moment too, I don't know if you peeped, but did you peep that Mary and Heather were like holding hands like the whole time? I was like, what's up with it?
I did
Yeah,
not notice
they were
that.
holding hands. I was just like, okay, whatever. Anyway, um, whatever. Um, so Bronwyn, Bronwyn says that again when she came back home, she talked about how the tweets that surfaced about Todd being spotted on a flight, looking at other photos with a woman. Just had her super exhausted. She was just over it, and she told him, he's got to go. You know how Rama does. That's literally her face, and she
Little
does that
bubble
every
head.
time. Like
Little
literally
bubble
every
head.
time. It's I told him he had to go. And she told him she didn't want to talk. She told him she needed some time, and that's just where we're at with it. So, is it a marriage ender? No, but it is a conversation that needs to be had. So, and I told him like the secrecy and humiliation are really what embarrasses me. And honestly, again, they don't have an agreement. But if Todd wanted to, or she wanted to see other people, she thinks they're both adults, and they'll talk about it. So everybody's like, oh, okay. And yeah, so that's pretty much that. No one really
Oh no,
says
it was
anything.
one last thing.
Hmm.
If if you guys get a divorce, can I have one of those rings?
No one's surprised about that.
Really? But when she told her she could have one, I was like, "Girl, you close mouth ain't gonna get fed. You better get your little ring."
I
No,
was
but
just like, what the
that was a that was a
I was
mouthful.
surprised it was, but I feel like either Brahma's trying to do that thing where she addresses things before they're addressed with her,
Oh, she Eminem in it.
or is it like one of those things where again, is this a different tactic that we're just not completely seeing all the way through right now? Like, what is the motive behind this? I'm really curious. I'm gonna need somebody to interview her and ask her because yeah, like straight up ask her. I wish this would have aired before BravoCon, so someone could have literally, even though I heard that they weren't talking about this current season at BravoCon, like what's the point then? But anyway, I just wish somebody, yeah, would have just asked her flat out, like, what is going on here? Like,
Well, she said she don't want a divorce. I was saying maybe she wants to get out a little bit. But she wants him to make the move, and she wants it to be his doing, and then she would follow. Maybe she doesn't want to be the one to make the first move, but I'm feeling like she's the one ready to get her toe wet in some kind of pond because something the way
you're being way too agreeable.
yes, it's too much of understanding. It's too much of a or and when we get to Todd, like, is there an appetite that we not knowing about? Is there something we not knowing about? Cause,
Oh yeah, it could be her. She just doesn't want to be the one to say it, and knowing that like he probably would never go for something like that. That's why she's kind of yeah, playing it in the opposite way to really still get exactly what she wants. Maybe I don't know. But that's all we hear about it in this scene. Next up, we get a little short scene with Mary and Robert Jr. Her church is finally ready, y'all. It looks really good. And again, it's her and Robert, and we could tell like he is clearly having a hard time. I mean, I already knew that based on obviously what's been going on in the news and stuff. Even he's actually unfortunately incarcerated right now, I believe, for breaking the what's it called? Not the restraining order.
violating,
Protected.
violating.
Yeah. And I think he's being held like they're without Bond and stuff like that. So he's really just he's having a really hard time. And I really feel so bad for him. And we found out all his associates also relapsed. So she's like, did you tell him to pray? And I'm not ever telling anybody to walk away from their faith. Don't get me wrong, y'all. I would never tell anybody to do that. I respect everybody's religious beliefs because I expect you guys to respect mine. But I'm like, I hope that there's some like concrete actions being done though. Like yes, prayer with the assistance of something like concrete, I feel like needs to happen. It's not just something that's, like, yeah, we'll just, pray it away and it'll be fine. It's like there has to be some actions when we're talking about like something as serious as substance abuse. Like there has to be action behind it. So she's obviously not giving up on him though, and I really just I really do. I pray he gets past this.
I'm trying to figure out if he's around the people. I mean, going back to Salt Lake City, that he's back at home. Why is he not? Because is Robert Senior not? I don't feel like Robert Senior is in Salt Lake City. I think
he is.
Oh, he is.
I mean, he like I'm saying that I say that to say like he be there. He just doesn't film.
Okay,
there.
I wanted to know that because I'm like, is it that they have another place that they can be at? Because
with this church opening back up, like he's in town. He's got to be in town.
Let me take my phone off the charger. Sorry, y'all.
He's in town somewhere.
But,
and they got like 7 homes, but like like he needs
Yeah, it's a little. I don't know.
It really sucks to watch.
It does suck to see him be like that, and then I just feel like most of the time that we see him, he just seems like he's really not there. Just
existing,
mm-hmm.
not thriving.
Mm-hmm. You can see
barely even
like,
say surviving.
And behind his eyes, he's like dead. He just doesn't look like he has no spark. And there's nothing
nothing keeping him. There's nothing. Mm-mm. I'm not gonna say keeping him going, but just there's nothing to be excited, passionate about in life right now.
So hopefully, him being, I don't want him to be in jail, but sometimes that will, dry him out a little bit.
That's the only good thing. I said like I don't want him to. I definitely don't want him to be down the path with the laws now. But unfortunately, some people have to literally be removed by force like that from that lifestyle. Yeah, I hope he gets it together. I really do.
But our church looks really pretty. That red.
It's the first time that they've done renovations and it's been up since 60 years. Mm-hmm.
It's a long time. Long time coming, and it looks really pretty. Yeah, the church looks pretty.
Which is that's.
Oh, how critical is she of the cousin? The cousin, how she was like, let me go inspect and make sure that everything is looking.
Up nail there. Screw there. Like another pivotal scene we get. John and Lisa, they have a little lunch, little date, whatever you want to call it. They start discussing, things about Jack and Henry, and how is Henry or how things gonna be between Jack and Henry comes back, and of course John can empathize with that because he also did a mission, has a brother, so they speak a little bit about that. But then it gets a little bit more serious when Lisa expresses how John really irritated her the other day in the car because she was trying to tell Henry something. She's trying to tell him her thoughts. And then John posed the question, well, like, okay, well, were you telling him your thoughts or were you telling him how to think? Okay. And so we clearly can tell that things are not completely copacetic between them. We heard earlier in the season that they've been having these communication issues, and they're just kind of at a rough spot in their marriage, being on the same page with stuff. And Lisa, she is swearing up and down. She's a good listener. John is sarcastically laughing, like, yeah, okay, sure. And it clearly denotes, obviously, he feels the polar opposite of her. And, Lisa's struggling with not feeling validated. And John's like, well, everything is pretty much your way or no way. So it's crazy that you're saying that. And he feels like all they really talk about is business and nothing really beyond that. And she's like, it's crazy because I feel like we've always had stuff to talk about. We've always been really good at doing that. And I remember even going back to seasons prior, remember it was like, yeah, we have our routine. We drop Henry off in the morning, then we go to work, then we go to eat, and then we da. So it seems like some things have really shifted in their marriage to the point that she doesn't even feel like physical affection from him, like specifically like hugs and stuff, and he doesn't deny that. So they're really kind of at a bit of an impasse. Um, I wanted to just jump right on Lisa about this. I really did because it's very easy, obviously, with her being the housewife and us seeing, the good, the bad, the ugly when it comes to her a lot of times. But I do feel like we do need to take into account that it is a bit of an uphill battle. I want to say. I mean, I don't have kids. I got a husband. I don't have kids. Um, so we're equally matched in here, 1-to-1. Lisa, it's a 1-to-3 situation in there, to where sometimes it can be hard to get your point across. Sometimes with that much going up against that much testosterone and stuff. And it also, I feel like too, I feel like this might be why, obviously, again, things play out the way they do for her and her other interpersonal relationships and stuff with the ladies and whatnot. But I do feel like if they're both two people that want to work at this and want to get past this, they can, but they have to want to be open to it, and they can't get to the point of like no return, meaning like to where like, no, I don't even want to bring it up. It's not even worth the conversation. Like that they just completely checked out. I did feel like that earlier on in the season, but I want to say, just hearing it through other creators and stuff and some of the BravoCon chatter that John had like pretty much made it clear, like, no, like this is his wife. He's sticking beside her. At the same time, have we heard that and then people have divorced directly after? Yes. But I'm going to hope and take it for what it is and hope that this is just one of those ups and downs, and being in a marriage that's had my own ups and downs at different points and has weathered difficult situations and life changes and stuff like that. Like it's not easy. It's really not easy. So they gotta wanna get past it though.
Yeah, it is always an argument is always going to take two people. A relationship is always going to take two people, so they can't be just all on one person. Um, you're right, Lisa is out of the two the lower hanging fruit because I already have a lot of baggage and how I feel about her. But at the same time, I also feel like I'm looking at her husband, and I'm looking at him like he's been watching her. I don't want to use the word belittle, but not, it's like literally not listening to him. I kind of feel like he lets her run things because it's just easier, because she's gonna do what she want to do anyway.
It's not
So
worth the argument.
yeah, so for me, I look at him like he almost looks deflated, defeated, like I'm just tired of arguing with you because every time I go to say something, it looks like it's the same thing that she thinks that's happening with her and her girlfriends is how I feel is happening to her husband
Yeah.
with her. And so it's weird.
And
It's
that
like
it's a strategy that works until it doesn't. Until it's
exactly.
like I'm good. You know what? You at first you continue to convey your point, and it's I don't feel heard, I don't feel seen, I don't da, da, da. You do this, you do that, and then one day you're like, it's not even worth the argument. It's not even worth whatever. I'm just gonna be silent, checking out, until I'm officially checked out, and
All the
then
way out.
boom, I'm so hopefully it
Yeah, I
doesn't.
hope that don't happen to them. I like them as a couple. I don't want them to break up, but I do know that they're both under a lot of stress, probably from work. And Lisa doesn't have a lot of girlfriends right now, at least on the show. I don't know on her outside, her real friends. I don't know.
She
And
better
have she
call
seen
up
them?
Snoop Dogg or Amy Schumer or whoever,
Oh yeah, because
Ariana
they
or
don't have
whoever.
lives
Give me
like
the
her.
lotto.
Yeah, Yeah. They don't live the life she lived. I forgot, but yeah.
Matthew McConaughey, who
Yeah, she needs
Mhm.
to. She just kind of just have a little bit of humble pie. I feel like now that her children don't need her as much, I haven't seen her with her young child even in this season yet. You know, because she did like hanging out with him and going to go get their little food and whatever. So I'm feeling like now she's not needed as a mom as much now that she only has the one son. And she's kind of losing her footing. So when they get together as the four of them, her voice is getting not, it's the mother part of us. Like I've already been through raising adult children. Like I'm now have four adult children, so I've already experienced it and I know what it looks like now. But when my first one was becoming an adult, I was trying to hold on, like, oh, wait a minute. Wait. Because now you don't have to really listen to me. You're not my kid. I mean, it's a dynamic change. And so I feel like Lisa's having a little struggle with that. And she's kind of blaming it on, oh, wait, you guys don't listen to me. It's like, we don't really have to listen to you like that, Mom. We got it. You taught us enough to now we can kind of make our own decisions. Yeah, but you're not listening to my feelings. Well, Mom, you don't have to tell us how you feel all the time. Like, do you ask me how I feel about it, or is it always about your feelings? Because if it's gonna be always about your feelings, you're gonna get disappointed. Because I'm not gonna be here for just your feelings. And same with her husband telling her the same thing. It's like, she always starts off with that because I feel like nobody's listening to my feelings, and I always feel that I'm feeling and I'm feeling my feeling. And I'm like, okay, can you tell me about something that's factual? Because I can't debate your feelings. That's something I can't argue about. So any when you start something with that, well, because I feel this and this is the way I feel. Okay. Well, then I get to say how I feel, and now neither one of us got to any solution because we just went on feelings. So what's the fact of what we're talking about? Where are we gonna get factual about something? Because we can go about feelings all day long. How I feel, what you feel, what I feel, but when I felt this way, but that's not solving anything. So I think that's where the frustration is with her husband. It's her saying how she feels all the time.
I could see that. I could also see where, honestly, I think Lisa needs a fucking mission. Maybe she needs to go on a mission, a retreat at
I
least or
like
something.
that.
I feel like she needs to really ground herself and really like, yeah, I think it'll really unlock a lot of doors for her. I feel like she just has just a lot going on up here. Like it's a lot. Like she needs to
Honestly, like
bring it
therapy,
down
huh? Like maybe somebody she can
or
just
that,
really talk to, like so she can just
slow
be
it
alone.
down. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think that probably is something she really needs, and I wonder if she's ever did that. That's a good question to ask
No,
her.
I feel like she holds on to things from her childhood too. I feel like isn't she like one of like a lot of kids, like one of six or
Yeah,
something
she
like
got a lot of
that? And
sisters. I know.
yeah, it
I
was like
know.
a lot going on like with that, and I
Hmm.
feel like she's said things before, like yeah, like my mom would try to always make everything special for us, but it was like this and that. Like I do feel like she just needs to
Musa. She needs a lot of Musa,
right
a lot
now.
of Zen.
She does,
Uh-huh.
and I feel
I
like
agree with that.
that'll
Because
really
she's
help
not a
with
bad
everything.
person. She's really not a bad person. It's not like, oh, I can't stand this. It's not like that. It's like, I think she just needs to be directed, or she needs to some tweaks.
Redirect
She needs some
some stuff.
tweaks.
Like yeah.
Yeah, because
hmm
yeah, some fine
Um,
tuning.
I would talk about this. So next scene, we get like, is this our first like official formal scene? Hopefully the last with freaking Jared and Brittany, y'all.
Oh
We
my
get this like
gosh.
this joke of a scene.
Another
Um,
another another part that I was
mm,
just like,
but
wow.
I'll say just I have one little thing that may strike y'all a little bit wrong, or strike you guys a little bit by surprise though. At the same breath, I'll say in a second that so. But during the scene, they were taking this little walk in the park or whatever, and apparently Jared went over to Whitney and Justin's house, and he got one from Justin that Brittany was on that boat and she was flirting her tail off.
Mhm.
She's like, well, we were supposed to be on a break, so like, why are you eating hair? I'm confused. And he's like, I'm just, this is what I'm not understanding. I thought we were supposed to be working things out. I guess we're not. She's looking for support, and in regard to the traumatic experience that she just went through. And he just needs somebody who's stable. He just wants somebody who is stable, who doesn't run every 5 seconds. And she flat out asked him, what do you want to do? And instead of answering the question directly, he says, he starts talking about the 30-day fast and etc. and stability. And, she walks off. Of course, she walks off, like she probably always does, and this is exactly why I break up with you. And he's like, Brittany, like, come back. And then she just like is standing there looking at him. And again, she's like, she's trying to cry. I didn't see any tears, but she just needs to feel safe and secure. And, he thinks it's unfair, but, her thing is, every time she asks him directly, what are they doing? He says, I don't know. And so it was just a whole bunch of nothing. But the one thing I will say, it's not even in her defense, but just based off of what we've seen, she has a point though, that I do feel like he knows exactly what he's doing as well, because she did ask him flat out, what do you want to do? And I do feel like behind the scenes and stuff like that, and he's the shopping to this to that, and he probably knows how to, because I've seen it happen before in real life to people. Maybe in my younger days, I might have even, how to deal with this to a degree until I woke up. But yeah, people will, like get you all buttered up and, do all the things and stuff like that. And you're like, okay, like, what's up? And they want to dance around it, or, act like, oh, what? I just took you on 5 dates and, introduced you to my whole family. Like, why would you think that we were in a couple? What the fuck do you mean? So I do feel like he's playing games with her as well. I do, because he could have just flat out said what he wants to do. And I get it. Yeah, you're probably feeling some type of way because she was flirting and all that stuff. Because don't get me wrong, and these in this last season and even at BravoCon and stuff like that, like Brittany, I don't think that she's an ugly woman or anything like that. She has her things for her, y'all. But I think she probably, God, dare I say, she might be more of a catch than he is. So he knows what he's doing, I feel like, and she's asking him straight up, like, what do you want to do? And he not giving her no straight answers. But then that's when I also have to turn on her and be like, okay, no straight answer is a fucking answer, and get the fuck on and stop answering the phone for him. Because just in that same breath, you want to say that you're not together at BravoCon, but then people caught you guys. He was in the audience. So what are we talking about? Like,
what?
Oh, it's whatever. I'm
not
not
in the audience. Lord,
I'm not about to waste my breath.
He gets on my nerve. When they're together, he gets on my nerve more than she gets on my nerve.
Yes.
Because I feel like we understand that Brittany, there's a breakdown in Brittany somewhere, even to the fact that we know that her daughter is a little bit more mature than her, to a certain degree. So we get it. Where I'm trying to figure out is, Jared, are you okay? Because you're acting kind of on the slow side. You're acting like that. Your elevator don't go all the way to the highest floor. Because you keep trying to put it on her. Well, I just want you to be stable for 5 minutes. Well, why are you standing there for 6 minutes then? If you want her to be stable for 5, because that don't even make sense. You literally are giving her the runaround, and you're trying to make it her the scapegoat. Like, it's her.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're giving her the runaround, and you're making her go crazy. And then when she go to talk to people, it sounds crazy, but you're doing it to her. So yeah, I don't like him. I don't like him. I don't care how cute he think he is because he's an Osmond. Boy, first of all, let me be clear. When he walked back up there to the embankment where they, when he was like, Britt, hold on a minute. And he walked over there. I was like, first of all, you look like Johnny Bravo. You look weird. Like literally your chest all stuck out, black shirt, jeans. Brittany. I said, I feel like you're using Brittany. You trying to get clout off her, and you the one with the Osmond name. How are you being the cloud chaser? You're the one trying to be on the Housewives. It's you. You are literally trying to make it seem like the other way around, but it's you. It's you're the problem, Jared. And the daughter knows it. That's why she don't like you.
Just like that, y'all. Yep, agreed. Um, oh God, my blood pressure is gonna be so high after this. Um, Handing over to Bronwyn,
Oh, yes,
Bronwyn,
Lord.
and
Right.
this person
Oh my God.
literally was sitting there looking like
The
this.
nerve.
Literally. So obviously this is the first time they're face to face. You know, and the first thing he said was, "I don't think
Lock
you
the
locked
door.
the door."
Boy.
Bitch. Okay. So I already was pissed off right there.
Me too. He
And
started off on the wrong
so
foot. Hmm.
and continued on the wrong foot throughout the whole conversation. So Brahman expresses yet again that, Todd was reaching out, saying he misses her, etc., etc. She just wanted her space. And so she tells him how she was upset and she didn't like what she saw. And, bottom line is, she just feels in the end like she's not good enough. And woo, 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 blast from the past, like I kept saying. Remember, circling back to that bomb she dropped and how vulnerable she was with the women on the boat, coincidentally, last season. So she goes on to say how she's open to whatever will make him happy. And, if he wanted to do something, whatever it takes, she's willing to do to evolve with him. And he's like, it's been 11 years. There's been a lot of ups and downs and a lot of turmoil and challenges personally and professionally. And, the only consistent thing is that we've always been able to talk through this. And, this time we didn't talk through it. And we both came into it very hot. And he can always admit when he's wrong, and he was wrong. He professes his happiness with her and the relationship and all things considered. And she's like, okay, well, I'm just trying to make it clear that, so there's no weirdness or shame in figuring out what works in your sex life. And, I'm totally understandable of that. I want you to understand that. And, I want everything to be understood. And, she brings up talking to Whitney, which shouldn't have did that, because he's
I
like,
was
oh,
like,
I just don't know why. What goes on with me and us got to go beyond these four walls. And she's just, obviously tucks her tail between her legs, and she's like, I want to be able to vent to my friends, and I should be able to vent to other people, and not just have you to talk to. And it's just, I feel confident in saying that, I don't believe anything will change, and I think he and whatever. And my thing is, right off the bat, clearly he is, and I hate to just throw this label on things, but it's true. He is somebody of a particular age, and he's stuck in his ways. He's stuck in his ways. And even in this conversation, it's like he said just enough to appear as though he was apologizing or remorseful, only to then go right in. They both actually went right into their regular roles, into their regular dynamic, where he is the authority figure,
their
and
routine, sister. They routine.
and
They routine.
everything I say is going to be my way or the highway. And she went right into that people pleasing. Okay, more passive, freaking inferior role. And I'm just like, there better be a light at the end of the tunnel, Bronwyn. It just better be something that you can't tell us officially right now, because you're trying to get your ducks in order. Maybe you was trying to make sure your parents got their medical care taken care of and stuff. Maybe. I'm not mad at it. Okay, whatever. But he is not going to change. And he showed us right here in this conversation. He came into there and again gave you just enough breadcrumb to know that just to know that he got you hooked right back on in, and we're gonna keep rolling with my program.
Yep, I agree with that. I was shocked because earlier when they showed the clip of her in the car, she was like, "Yeah, he's been calling." And he tells her, "Hey," she was like, like, "How you doing?" He's like, "Yeah, good. I miss you." She's like, I guess that, it sounds good. But his voice was totally different. When she walked in there, I don't know if it's the cameras, because I was like, maybe it's the cameras. Maybe it's uncomfortable for
It
him
was
to.
like she was apologizing to him, like
Right. But I think that's what it is. I
the
think she's
energy.
playing, I think because she knows he doesn't like to be on camera, but y'all agree to be on TV together. That like he can't backpedal on pussy pop. So he has to be on this TV show. This wouldn't
Or yeah,
literally this
protect
would
his
we wouldn't be
image.
here. Huh?
He said enough in this moment to protect his image, to make it seem like, just to make sure that the public doesn't look at him as an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
But he was still, because she knows who she married. It's still, bitch, you know what's up. Like, I'm saying what the fuck I need to say for these cameras, but you know who's boss.
Yeah, it did look like that. And I was looking for her to be like, yeah, this, you and your phone, and I don't know if I can really trust you on your phone. Like you should have, and because you want to throw my friends up. You can't throw my friends up in this one. Like it just should have been way more dialogue. But like,
Mm-hmm.
and the fact that he's like, I apologize. When I do wrong, and I'm thinking to myself, you didn't say you wasn't gonna do it again. You didn't say it was a misunderstanding.
And it's
You
only
didn't
because you
go
got
into
caught.
what? Yeah, you
It's
didn't go
just like
into
with
that.
Gwen last season. It's only because you get caught. Like, you're just gonna do the same thing. Like,
We because we didn't talk, we didn't communicate. I'm like, you ain't really saying nothing.
you're just gonna
You
need a
ain't.
privacy screen and keep moving and keep rolling. Like, you're just gonna need a privacy screen and keep doing what you're doing. Like, bye.
That's basically what it is. Because dude, you're gonna get caught, and because you're not gonna stop. Whatever you're doing, you're okay with doing. Because like they said, they're away from each other 5 days a week. 5 days a week. So yeah, that's a lot on life. I don't know. Brahmin might be just, that's why she's trying to keep it spicy, but I don't know. I don't know. I just maybe like I said, maybe his appetite is big. Cause I don't know. I can't wait to hear. Not that part. Just I can't wait to hear what's the real dynamic with these two. Cause something is not right.
Something's amiss. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But y'all, we're not gonna let that damper our spirits, because it's time for church. Oh my God, the church is back open, y'all. Mary is down there to speak to her congregation for the first time in 2 years, which I was like, wait, you guys didn't even do like Zoom or anything? Anyway, but she couldn't, Mary, she can never just walk in the door. There's always gonna be some type of barrier. Luckily, I don't know if that was the deacon, whoever, somebody comes and opens up the side door. She comes to her office. Everything's good. And then that's when cousin Joe comes in. He's always there for his cousin. And it's time
Santa
to
Maria.
worship. It's time
Santa
to
Maria.
worship and do all the things. But she's, notices obviously, where Robert Jr. is nowhere to be found. What's up? Like, you're by yourself. What's going on? And we find out that, Robert Jr. had gotten a car to, pull out to the church, and she was like, "You're high. Like, we can't do that." So yeah, it seems like he again is really on a downward stroke in this moment. Yeah. But she's not giving up on him. It's just, it's just not, today is not the day that he's gonna, overcome this. So again, the ladies all are actually invited. No, everybody but Brittany are invited. And so we see Heather and Whitney and Ruth. Whitney's outfit, sidebar real quick. I need your whole outfit, Whitney. Looked impeccable. But This is, speaking of Whitney, crazy enough, Whitney's actually coming back to Mary's church, and we remember how that things transpired between them in earlier seasons. So the question though, because Heather and Whitney are riding together, the question is like, so is Mary and Lisa coming? Like, no one's really, spoken to them and about it. So we don't know if they're gonna show up or not, but whatever. We're going to church nonetheless. And Bronwyn was there bright and early. She's outside dressed to the nines. We have Angie walking up I loved Sid. Angie was immediately greeted by Mary's Aunt
Everybody.
Betty. Everybody hugging everybody. Oh, good to see you. Oh, kisses, hugs, and I was like, that's just like that's how I am. Like when I meet people's family and stuff like that. Like I like to be all in there. Like yes,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and clearly anybody who thinks that these ladies are not friends, let's be real.
Yep.
But
Oh no, no.
nonetheless,
No, wait, before you go on, Meredith has been her biggest supporters. I said, girl, sit down. Go ahead.
speaking of, as they're all crowded around, like, okay, Meredith and Lisa showing up, like, what's going on? Who walks up? None other than Meredith, Lisa, and Meredith's
Boot.
shoe. Yeah, because she had those issues, how so yeah, and like you said, Meredith's like, I've been Mary's biggest supporter for years now. Like, of course I was coming. And Lisa came there to worship, and that's it. Like she's not here for the games and the funny business. She came for Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. So they all head in. Did you hear when Ron was like, we should have went in 5 minutes ago, or she's like, we should have. That was funny.
That's true though. I was like, yep.
Mm-hmm. And so they all file in, and before we know it, Mary is back up there. And she has her gold mic in tow, and she is this is the day that the Lord has made, and we're gonna rejoice. We're gonna rejoice. We're gonna do all the things, and
Yes.
she doesn't even need notes or anything. She speaks like Christ just speaks through her. She is just a vessel. And so she was up there, and she was given her testimony. She actually at one point brings up her mom, and we've spoken about how her mom has since passed, and she of course conveys that message to her congregation just to say that she was not invited to her mother's funeral, and but at the same time that's okay, because at the end of the day, it is the Lord that has the final word, and that's something that she's going to have to take up with God, between them two. So everything is good, and Meredith, you'll be fine, and Lisa, you'll be good, and hey, Angie, sweet baby Angie, this burden right here, it is not just yours to bear, Bronwyn. He will also be there for you whenever you need. And of course this is weighing heavy on Bronwyn given her current situation with Todd. And yeah, she prays to God that God shall make a way for you and yours, and they're just all rejoicing and getting emotional and doing all the things. Lisa's almost passing out, but it's all good. It's all good, and they all embrace at the end, and it is just it's really great to see. It is really great to see, and maybe we might have had a breakthrough with this one, who knows, but God bless them, and that's where the episode ends.
Yeah. A couple of things. Funny part, Whitney in the car with Heather says that if Meredith and Lisa come, that's gonna be like two hosts
Mm.
on fire in church. She was like, "Is that how they go?" I'm like, "No, it's the sinners are the ones. The sinners be the ones that be in." And I don't know if they use the word "hoe." I think it's sinners, but I don't know. But just I think it's sinners.
Horse,
If you want to put hoe
horse.
in there, you go right ahead. You put hoe in there and you go. And like she said, I said they were gonna be hot, and like Lisa said, I'm in here, I'm burning up. I'm about to catch on fire. I said, "Yes, you said it. We didn't." So that was funny. um, I just noticed that Mary wears gloves all the time, and we're born the same, like a day apart, and I love gloves too. I don't wear them like she does, but like if I can, and if I yeah, if I get a chance to, I will. I like gloves, whether they're like fingers out long. I like gloves, and I just noticed that she's always have a little glove on, whether it's
Mhm.
lace, whatever. So that's funny. Um, the fact I don't. Mary, I need to know exactly what she is in the church. I know she owns a church. I know all that stuff, but is she a pastor? Because
It
I
said
didn't
I was
look.
trying to. I meant to screenshot the board the
Uh-huh. The thing of what
aside
it was.
because I want to say it still said her grandmother's name at the top, and then because it was like some I forget what grandmother's name is, something Redmond Cosme. I gotta go back and screenshot it.
Yeah, so I'm like, I mean, I get it that you ain't, you guys to just go talk to your congregation, but you must not be putting no sermons together, because you can't just talk and just be talking, and then the whole little thing. So I was just like watching the whole that part. That was kind of like, okay, because we did see, I think that was her aunt that got up and started preaching a little bit, but
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, I'm trying to figure this thing out. And what else did I want to say about that?
Oh. Mm.
What? Go
I'll
ahead, because
wait.
you like.
No, no, I'll wait. I'll wait. I
So
just thought of something that we didn't mention, but yeah, go ahead.
so yeah, yeah. I mean, while you were talking, I was like, that was the thing. Whitney said that. Um, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. It was weird to
It
have
was
her.
nice to see her back in her church. Like it was.
It was nice to see that, but
Yeah.
it was kind of weird for her to like throw Bronwyn out there and say what she said to them, and they, even though they was enjoying it, but I was just like, if I'm at the church and they film and da, 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 and I'm like, I would just be like, but I guess
I'm
everyone
taking
else.
my tithes and I'm leaving.
Yeah, I'm like, y'all got it. Like, this is
No.
different, but hey, I'm not. I can't judge. She had a good time. That's how she do her gold mic. Her and her pretty gold mic, her gold sealed Bible and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It was good. But I'm looking forward to the rest of the season, because we did get, they did show us some of the season and some things that's going to be happening. So I'm looking forward to the rest of it.
Mm-hmm. It was interesting to witness. We obviously we haven't been in Mary's church in quite some time, but it's clearly nice to see her walking in her purpose. And she's anointed, and she was called um to you know
Oh, I
be
don't want to
in that
say.
position.
I know what I want to say.
Um,
I'm sorry.
the documentary that's about um
Oh yeah, that's crazy. But no, that's not what I want to say.
yeah.
Sister, when she said to Lisa,
And Lisa, I forget.
she said, Lisa, how did she say? I'm praying for your not praying for your brain, but she was praying for your mind, for not peace of mind either. It was a weight. She
Mhm.
said it was whatever it was. It
Mhm.
was like, and Lisa was just like more like a awesome thank you, but I think she was really trying to tell you like, girl.
Mhm.
But it was like you know what I'm saying? It was an underlying thing, but I caught it. I'm glad you caught it, because I'm can tell with
Yeah, I
caught
caught everything that was said.
that was
It was very very like, and
yes.
again, it was nice to see you, but obviously, if you guys have been online, then obviously you have got wind of the fact that there is this new documentary coming out about Mary and her church and stuff. And the only thing I'll have to say about that is it moving me, like, especially knowing Mary now and stuff, like, obviously parasocially, not that we know her in real life, y'all. I don't think I know any of these people in real life, but just knowing we know about her now and stuff like that, like, I'll of course I'll want to watch it, but I'm not looking to watch it like, oh my god, like I'm salivating over here, like, oh my god, it's a cult, because
Yeah.
that wouldn't be the first time that a church that I am familiar with has been labeled a cult. So like it's really not as salacious, I think, as it's being chalked up to be. But again, we're going to be down here to talk about it, of course,
You know it.
nonetheless. But I'm not looking to be like mind blown or nothing like that. It is what it is. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much everything, y'all.
Mhm.
And I enjoyed talking to you guys about this. I know my sis did as well. We would love to know your thoughts on everything. in the comments section, of course. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you liked the video. You have had about 2 hours to do so. And yeah, we'll definitely see you in the next one. Don't forget to share us with people. I know I definitely want to make some time to come back to you guys. There's still so much to talk about as it pertains to Bravo in general. So yeah, I'm gonna make some time to do that. But that's all I got.
Yeah, that's all we got until the next time, y'all. Thanks for rocking with us. We always appreciate everybody that was in our chat. We really love and appreciate you guys. Don't forget, like she said, share us with y'all people, please. And hit the like button on both channels as well.
Yep. And follow us on our socials. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.